So you need a suit, a tie, a shirt, a hat, or some other formal men's piece, but you don't want to break the bank. Well, AliExpress can help with that, but I still highly recommend thrifting for vintage or used pieces. They'll probably be higher quality. But if you want something relatively cheap for infrequent use, perhaps, I don't know, school band stuff, or any weddings or anything that you don't do often, or even for a costume, I like some good cosplay, I cosplay, and China's got you covered. So there will be timestamps in the description because the order I'm going in is suits, ties, cravats, formal tuxedo and tailcoat stuff, dress shirts, hats, and then pocket squares. And as you know, Chinese stuff isn't exactly going to be quality. It's very cheap compared to, actual suits and things, but this is what we've got. So here's the first contender. I think this one is pretty classic looking, especially if someone doesn't know anything about it, which nowadays a lot of people don't know anything about suits. This one will definitely look like some sort of vintage piece, especially with the peak lapels. You don't see a lot of those. They're really wide. Nowadays they're very slim. The double-breasted waistcoat is definitely gonna seem very vintage, and overall it's just very subdued, classic looking. It's not the high-waisted style that they had back then, which I prefer. I prefer high-waisted, but low-waisted isn't all that bad. This is $75. Around the same stuff as you can get from Amazon. Almost everything that you will get from AliExpress is resold on Amazon for around $20 more. So that's the first item. Then there's this one, around $87, a bit more expensive than could be, but it looks wool. I think a lot of these things are like wool, but this one is half wool, half polyester, and it comes in two different colors. So this one seems all right too. This one is especially very Peaky Blinders kind of looking, slightly thinner lapels. Um, it's got the plaid pattern, also not high-waisted like most of them, $72. This one has 5 stars, although only one review, but still. Here's this one, also especially vintage looking, partly because of the herringbone. It's a three-piece. It's got, very wide lapels. It's got long waistcoat, although I don't think it's high-waisted. And it can also do a very Peaky Blinders kind of look, especially the patterning. Um, yeah, this one's also a good vintage one. I kind of like the brown version more, but, take your pick, whatever you like. Also 4.7 stars, pretty good reviews. Actually doesn't look too bad. Um, Also another very Peaky Blinders looking with the herringbone. Comes in blue, brown, and gray. I don't really like the silhouette. It looks very boxy here, especially with this vest. It doesn't look the most tailored, but it looks all right. I mean, even if you don't wear it a lot or for a costume or whatnot, pretty good. This is for, actually, this should be in the tailcoat section, but I'm going to include it here anyway, or the formal section. So if you want to get a morning coat, which is the essentially equivalent of the tailcoat tuxedo in the evening, except for in the morning, it's three-piece. It's got this unusual old style. You don't see a lot of a triangular buttoning configuration. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and it comes in basically all the colors. Black or dark gray are probably the most useful for everyday wear, maybe light gray. Then there's every other color. I'd say maybe royal blue could also work. Um, Maybe something like ivory. If you want to go for costumes, this is around $70, which, cosplays, I'd say $100 is a decent-ish budget. I mean, some people go thousands of dollars, so relatively speaking, this isn't too much. If you're going to say Joker, you could go with purple. This is a very Jokery looking. It's got the tails. It's a three-piece. Definitely Joker. He's got the tails. It's a different cut, but this one's two-piece, and then this one is also almost exactly the same, purple. It's got the waistcoat, pants, jacket with the tails, basically perfect for that. Very similar hue also. Or you can go with the white one. It looks a lot like Black Mask, another Batman villain, slightly more obscure. And especially this V formation of the buttons looks a lot like the Batman show where he has this sort of V formation. As you can see here, you can't see the button here, but it's very similar. It's a white suit. It's not quite as long, but it's still pretty long, three-piece. And yep, there's another picture of him. Often he has a black shirt and a white tie, although sometimes he has a white shirt and a black tie if you need that. Here's another one, $50. A lot cheaper than other ones, although it's only two-piece. It's double-breasted, a very vintage look. I'd go with something like dark gray or maybe let's see, maybe black. I'd go either with dark brown or dark gray with the pinstripe. Looks good, a very gangster look. Um, And then this is if you want to do some sort of space kind of thing. I don't know what you'd use this for. Very odd. Probably would never need it, but hey, if you want to do alien stuff, I guess. This one also very, quite a bit more modern looking. $57. It's got the black. I'd only recommend black for like funerals or weddings. Blue or gray would probably be better, but I mean, hey, it's your cosplays or whatever you're doing. This fuchsia looks like red to me is also all right. So 56, 54, so around $55. And then now we're getting into ties instead of suits. So this one is these ties are around $3.60. Amazon, a tie can be like $10, sometimes more. Same stuff, same Chinese, yeah, probably partly silk or polyester. Um, this is a good. Some of these patterns are odd. Camouflage. I don't like it. It's not classic, but hey, if you do your thing. Or this is a very odd, loud pattern. But for more classic things, I'd go with either this stripe, not something like this. Um, a small alternating pattern is good. This is kind of an odd one, but it could be classic. This one maybe. This definitely could. This could. This. I definitely like this. Looks like a vintage, pretty interesting pattern. Another decent striped one. Could be a pretty vintage looking paisley pattern. Also pretty nice. Also vintage looking. Nice. Quite a lot of different stuff, so take your pick. I like this one. This is all right. This is pretty good. All sorts of vintage looking things. There's also these ones. These have a lot more of these micro patterns. I like them with these little flowers and diamonds and things. Some of them are more intricate. I like these slightly simpler ones, but definitely very classic looking. Um, Then there's a few more like that, quite a couple listings. Again, very cheap, $3, $4. Here's another one, very similar, $3, $4. Cravats or ascots, depending on what you're using them for, how you're wearing them, are a very informal style of tie, basically the predecessor to the tie. It can either be worn like this under the shirt, or it can be worn sort of like a tie. If you've ever seen the Puss in Boots, The Last Wish, Big Jack Horner, he has what looks like a pink scarf that's actually a cravat like this, tied around with the collar. That's a classic look you can wear with a morning tailcoat. And then here's another listing. As you can see, $3, $4. Then now we're coming into tuxedo and tailcoat formal stuff. This one's pretty, I'd say it looks decent. $54, very classic looking. It's got a classic configuration, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then two more coming off. Shiny lapels, obviously probably polyester, but you get what you get. And then here are tailcoat suits. It says that it comes with the tailcoat jacket, the pants, the bow tie, and the cummerbund, which is the odd sort of waist covering that you often see with these little stripes down here. Obviously not the most classic. It'd make more sense to have a white vest, but if you want that, you can probably get this to go with your tailcoat. So this white vest and a white tie. I mean, you could do some other color too, but the white would be most classic. And then this is for slightly more loud, colorful, a lot less classic, but you know, you could pull it off, I'm sure. Now we're getting into shirts, dress shirts, different styles. So this is for the tailcoats or tuxedos we were talking about earlier. Although I like to wear this kind of wingtip collar shirt, even with just regular suits and even regular ties. I think it looks really nice. And then here's a listing. This one also has them, but slightly more expensive, but a different style where you don't see the buttons. And then here it's starting to get into different shirt styles. White is always a classic, although the collar is a bit short, but whatever you like. Then there's also, I really like this shirt. It's got the long, wide collar, and it's got the blue body with the white collar and cuffs, about $15, cheaper than a lot of things you can get on Amazon. I do believe it is a part cotton, part cotton polyester. These are typically 60% cotton, 40 polyester. So same things you can get on Amazon. Amazon, it's usually more expensive, like $20, $30. So same thing. And then here's another one, also $15, very similar. So see pinks, blacks. This one also has blacks and pinks, alternate, I forgot what it's called, thing where it's different colors, two-tone. And then here's more, $10. This one doesn't have the two-tone colors, but it has a lot of different classic light shades, whites, purples, blues, greens. $20 more expensive, has some of these alternating ones. I like this one, but it's more expensive, whatever you need. Let's see, what are the materials, say on this one? So cotton polyester, again, probably 60-40. This one's more expensive, but if you want these odd colors like yellow or black, and then there's blue again, then this is also an option. Again, cotton polyester, so pretty decent materials. This is $14. White, black, it's got the contrasting collars and cuffs. Regular ones, whatever you need. So all $15. And then this one's also similar. Different stripes and like yellow and blue, red and blue. Pretty nice, 15 bucks. Okay, now we're getting to hats. These are all felt hats. I haven't looked for many straw hats, but that's only for the summer. So unless you really need a separate video for that, probably won't look at that. So this is the Homburg. This is the kind that you wear with a tuxedo, not a tailcoat, a tuxedo, but I guess you can do whatever you like. Um, or you can just wear it with a suit. Apparently it's wool or wool blend. For some reason the wool blend is more expensive, even though wool would make more sense. It comes in black, blue, brown, gray, khaki, light gray. I'd go with black or gray, but you know, here they have quite a decent selection of the flat cap, Peaky Blinders type thing. These are half wool, half polyester, as you can see in the specifications, and is also, I believe, on the tags. It says half wool, half polyester, so decent for the price. And there are cheaper ones, although they may have more polyester than wool, but whatever you need, costume, I don't know. And as you can see, it comes in blue, gray, brown, khaki, green, whatever. And then here's top hats, around $30. So I've actually bought this here top hat. And as you can see, there are two different sizes. There's a tall one and a short one. I personally got the tall black one because I think it's the most classic. Although, say this ivory one is pretty good, or maybe the red one if you're going to wear a red bow tie or a red vest or whatever. Um, yeah, I'd recommend it, even though it is $30. The exact same things on Amazon are $50, $60, so it's actually better here. Unless you want to, hunt for something better, like say this one here. But this one may be cheaper, but for I believe $20, depending on the size, it's even cheaper. Although they're shorter, but hey, more top hats. And this one was 100% wool, as it says, and the tag on mine it says 100% wool. Obviously, it's Chinese, so I don't know how good it is or if it's as good craftsmanship as vintage, but it definitely gets the job done for any costumes or outings or whatnot. Then here's a fedora for $22. I do believe that it says that it is wool, so should be decent quality, same Amazon kind of stuff. There's brown, black, gray with a black band, blue, dark gray, and dark brown. I'd say this one's the most versatile, but if you say have a lot of blue or a lot of brown suits or clothes, I'd recommend either of those, whatever you like. And then lastly is this pocket square. You can see here they are around $1. There's I bought the white one just because obviously it's the most versatile. Uh, Quite a decent chunk of my shirts are white, so it goes well with any white shirt. Of course, if you have any frequently colored ties, like a lot of ties are red or blue, you could get one of these, so it'll sort of color coordinate, or maybe pink if you wear pink shirts. I have quite a few pink shirts, so I might get a blue and a pink one, maybe a red one. They're $1 each. And a lot of these things, they can go together because free shipping is over $10. And considering so many things are either over $10 or just very cheap and you can get multiple things, you can definitely get free shipping. And there are other different pocket squares, different designs. So this is a set of them for $6. Like I might get, say, this one for my lots of blue and pink shirts instead of getting two of those. So yeah, this is everything. Well, a lot of the things you can get from AliExpress for your classic menswear or even classic costume inspired needs. So thanks for watching. If you like this video and you know anybody else who'd like it, don't forget to share. And I appreciate everything. If you have any questions related to classic menswear, uh, leave something in the comments. And if there's anything else you need, tell me. Thanks for watching.